This deck can accelerate a ton of energy and also deal a ton of damage. Roll the intro. What is going on, everybody? Hitmonchanning here, back again with another Pokemon trading card game online deck tech. Today I wanted to cover the Swim Freely deck, or at least my take on it anyways. I think this deck is super powerful. It's a lot of fun to play. I think it's really good, and it's a single prize deck, so what's not to love? I'm gonna, stop, with my little intro and just get right on into the deck tech. I'm gonna tell you what cards the cards do, what cards are actually in the deck, and hopefully we'll get into a few good games where we can showcase the deck's true potential. Now, the Finneon is the backbone of this deck with the Oceanic Accompaniment ability. This lets you attach water energy cards from your hand to one of your Pokemon that has the Swim Freely attack as often as you like during your turn. So if your Pokemon has Swim Freely, you can put a bunch of energy on it, and we have two main attackers in this deck that utilize this engine. Now, the main attacker is going to be Dewgong. It has a Swim Freely attack. That attack isn't really special. The special attack is the Flow Return, its second attack for 2 colorless energy. This attack does 40 times. Shuffle any amount of water energy from your Pokemon into your deck, and you do 40 damage for each card you shuffled into your deck in this way. Now, you can use Finneon to put a bunch of energy on your board on Dewgong or whatever, and then Flow Return and put them all back into the deck and do a bunch of damage. Your Dewgong might get knocked out, and then you send another one, because if your Dewgong's knocked out, we play a 4-4 line, so really there is no fret and there is no stress. Our one other Swim Freely attacker is a 1-1 line of Seadra. Now, this is for the Hydro Jet attack. This attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. This is a nice little snipe and a nice little card to close out games. You need water energy on the Seadra specifically. That is the only challenging part, but you can very easily do it thanks to the Swim Freely ability and just get a nice endgame snipe, so you don't really need to have a boss's orders. We don't play any of those in this deck. Very interesting list that we're kind of rocking with today. For our draw engine, we do have a 3-3 line of Bibarel with the Industrious Incisors ability to fill our hand to 5, as well as 2 Gormandized Snorlax to help us get set up in the early game. And to get our Gormandized Snorlax out of play or to switch our cards around, we play 2 Scoop Up Net in this deck. We really don't want to have our Snorlax stuck in play. We don't want to have them in the bench or in the active. We really want to get that out of there because they kind of just take a bench spot and they don't really do too much for us in the long run. Now, we have 2 Battle VIP Pass for setup, as well as 4 Level Ball, 3 Quick Ball, and 4 Ultra Ball here, just so we can get whatever Pokemon we need whenever, as well as 2 Evo Incense. And we also play 4 Capacious Bucket. This is another crucial card in this deck. It allows us to search for 2 water energy cards, put them into our hand. That's a really great search option, no? We play 10 water energy, and we also play 2 Lady, which allows us to search for 4 basic energy cards and put them into our hand. So combos, all these cards really combo well with Swim Freely and Oceanic Accompaniment, which lets us load up our Dewgong and have it do a bunch of damage. Now, the other cards we have in here, it's a very straightforward list, but there's 2 other cards I want to touch on. We play 4 Irida, which allows us to search for a water Pokemon and an item card. So let's say you have a, a Seel on the bench. You can search for a Finneon and a Capacious Bucket, and then evolve into a Dewgong that you have in your hand or whatever and start loading up energy. Or you can search for basically any combination of Pokemon and items that you need. If you need to get multiple Pokemon, you need to find a Scoop Up Net, or you need to find a Battle VIP Pass if it's your first turn going second. There's a lot of cool combos that Irida allows you to accomplish. And the last card we have in this deck is Nessa. Nessa allows us to put 4 in any combination of water Pokemon and water energy cards from our discard pile into our hand. This is really good if one of our Dewgongs gets targeted, or like our Seadra gets knocked out early on and all our energy ends up in the discard, because Seadra doesn't shuffle the energy back into the deck. That's important to note. The inclusion of Seadra kind of makes Nessa necessary, haha, no pun intended, to get this energy back into our hand to load back on to our board. And that is basically the list. It's a very straightforward list, but I think it is very strong, and I'm hoping to get into some games now and get see what Swim Freely can do for us. We get to call the coin flip here. I'm gonna go ahead and say tails never fails, except it has failed us this time. My opponent gets to choose who goes first, and it's going to be them. Now, this wouldn't have been a good hand to start with, so I'm not too upset we have to get rid of it. I just hope that we can get a very good turn 2 hand with some Irida and some Battle VIP. We find the Irida. Actually, you know what? This hand is okay. I'm not very upset by this hand at all. Just have to wait and see what can be done for us. My opponent is playing, judging by all the water and the Ice Rider and stuff, they could be playing Ice Rider. And no, look who it is. It's Ice Rider. It's going to attach, maybe bench some Pokemon that looks like they're going to quick ball away water energy, getting that Melanie ready. Now, Ice Rider excels against big HP Pokemon, taking one-hit knockouts. Well, it can't get one-hit knocked out. That's the goal, but our Swim Freely might be able to actually take a KO on Ice Rider. So, I'm very excited to see where this match goes. We're going to play Irida here. We will grab a... we don't even need to grab Finneon, but I think we will. And we'll grab a Battle VIP as well, so we can get some things going. Actually, depending on what we have in our hand, yeah, we'll grab a Dewgong. And we'll grab the Battle VIP. And then we'll Battle VIP a Finneon. We'll use the nice art. And a Seel onto the bench. And then we can grab a Level Ball, use that to get another Bidoof. We have a very good setup here. Actually really content with the setup. And the Gormandai is just 3 cards. But I'm very okay with how our setup is going because we have basically 2, like a Dewgong and 2 Bibarel guaranteed. Now, I just hope we're able to find a way to switch our Snorlax out of the active spot, personally. That's my only concern. If my opponent evolves into Ice Rider here, or Melanese or whatever, they probably have the Ice Rider VMAX. The bad news for us is they can just ride on the High King and donk out everything. They have the Level Ball, so that means they can find their Drizzile and... oh, they're going to just grab another Sobble. Huh. Interesting. They got to have it in hand. Okay, they have the Evo Incense in hand, so they can just Evo Incense, Ice Rider, VMAX, Ride of the High King to Oblivion and beyond. That's all they're really going to need. Yeah, there you go. Ride of the High King. Now, what they don't know is we might actually have knockout potential on this Ice Rider here. It's very possible. So we have the Seel. Depends what we draw into. We draw into a Quick Ball. Okay, so we can evolve. We can evolve. And we can Ultra Ball. What's in our discard? I don't want to put the Snorlax back in the deck, though. It's the thing. Ultra Ball and get rid of... oh, actually, I have... oh, no, but I want the energy in hand. Okay, we can Ultra Ball, get rid of these. And go to another Bibarel. I mean, to get that 1 extra card, I think we might have to just use it. We need 8 energy here. It's possible that we hit it. Like, it's so possible. I'm going to use this Ordinary Rod and just shuffle the Snorlax back in. And now we can Industrious Incisors #1. See what we get. Energy and Nessa. Irida, okay. We can Level Ball here as well. We'll get another Seel on the bench. It's not too bad. Now, what we can do here, we'll Oceanic Accompaniment once more. We can guarantee 2 energy with Irida. We can hold it and play it after. I think we'll just hold it and see what our Industrious Incisors gets us. Because that can depend, like if we found a lady or something. We find absolutely nothing here. So I think I'm just going to Ultra Ball these away. We'll just grab ourselves another Dewgong just to get it into play and set up. We'll use Irida to find our Capacious Bucket. And we'll grab another Dewgong just to get ready for next turn. And we'll play the Capacious Bucket. Get these energy on the board. Now, because we can't even one-hit, I'd rather just put these energy onto the Dewgong, right? Like, just so they're out of the hand and they're ready to go. And we'll just flow return. And we can actually get rid of all the energy, like, if we really want to. But I think just these 4 might be good. No, you know what? Unless they have a boss, we gotta get rid of all. We'll get rid of all of them. We'll do a lot of damage. We'll put some fear into them. 240, 240 damage is okay. I'm not really fearing a Cheryl because that means they won't be able to attack unless they play like Double Turbo or something really weird in this deck. So I'm not really scared of getting Cheryled here because if they can't attack us, that's fine. We'll just evolve Balloon and we'll just double Industrious Incisors. Find a lady. We can find some more energy. Just go into a frenzy here. So they might actually just be planning on getting another Ice Rider set up. They're going to get a boss's orders. If they boss up our Finneon, that can be an issue. Considering both of our Ordinary Rods and Nesses have been discarded. And we have 1 more Finneon in the deck. So that's... look, oh, they're actually going to get a Bibarel. Okay, you know what? If they get a Bibarel, I'm a little more fine with that than the Finneon, honestly. I'm a little more okay with that than the Finneon. But they're going to be powering up a quick shooting Inteleon on the bench here. Not getting another Ice Rider ready. So they can ride out the High King and knock out our Bibarel. That is okay. Oh, that is okay with me. I was actually very terrified for a second that our Finneon would get knocked out. But that's fine. We get Water Energy, you know. Water Energy, always welcome here. We can put this energy on, this Air Balloon, excuse me, on Bibarel. Now, we only need, I believe, 2 energy to knock out this Ice Rider. So, that makes me a very happy guy, I will say. We just need to get 1 more energy. Thankfully, we find it. I would have been very, very scared if we didn't. Grab another Finneon just to be safe. And we can Oceanic Accompaniment onto this Dewgong. And I think I'm going to Capacious Bucket, grab some more energy out of the deck. And we just need the Flow Return for 2 energy, and boom. Goodbye, Ice Rider Calyrex. We get to take 3 prize cards right now, 3 prizes. Scoop Up Net is good. We also, Water Energy would be good. Bidoof is good, and Capacious Bucket is really, really good. That is a really good set of prizes, actually. All of them is going to serve a purpose in one way or another here. Another Ice Rider Calyrex coming onto the bench. The alt art, very, very, or not the alt art. This is the Trainer Gallery one, sorry. This is a very, very nice art here. I kind of thought it was the alt art, but they're going to Tool Scrapper away that Air Balloon. Thankfully, we have the Scoop Up Net. Hey, man, if they boss up this Bibarel, we know exactly what to do. Choice Belt's not going to do them too well in this scenario, I will say. But we are definitely going to take a knockout next turn for sure. Considering we have the Finneon, we have the Dewgong, we have the Bibarel in play. We are pretty set right now. We are actually in a really, really good spot. I'm really happy about this, I will say. This is very, very good. They're going to Scoop Up Net the Sawball and probably bring that Drizzle right into the active. And they got to have the Evolution in hand, or else they're just going to Water. Oh no, of course we're going to get Marnied. As soon as I talk about how good a hand is, we always get Marnied. Like, this always happens to us, and now we're going to get something that's not usable, I bet. Okay, so, you know what? I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this, because if they were able to boss up the Bibarel, I'd be mad. I would be mad. Maybe they're going to evolve into an Inteleon and just cross-switch her up this Bibarel. It's so possible. Like, it's so possible, it's not even funny. It's genuinely so possible. The good thing is Irida guesses the other energy we need, so we can just knock it up with Dewgong. No problem. 2 prizes, easy peasy. But they get a double cross-switcher, and they bring up this Bibarel. Okay, they're going to get a Melania Level Ball. I was so scared. I was actually so scared if they're going to, like, grab cross-switchers, just bring up Bibarel and just knock it out. I would be terrified. The good thing is we can just take out this Inteleon with a Dewgong. So we'll bring up our good pal. Another Water Energy. Perfect. So we needed 4. 4 energy here. And I think I'm just going to get prepped for the next turn here. Grab Irida. And I'll grab a Finneon, and I will grab a Level Ball for our good pal Bidoof, so we can get another draw support going. Grab Bidoof, put him, this lovely fellow, onto the bench. We'll put Finneon down too. And then we will Industrious Incisors for a bunch of cards. That's pretty good so far. We don't need any of those, but we can just Flow Return for the knockout. Perfect math, 160 damage. And now my opponent, they're going to have to use Ice Rider, which puts them in a very, very difficult spot. And us in a very, very good spot. Another Dewgong is good, but we have 1 Seel. I think there are other Seals in the prizes, so that's not good. But Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX, they can attack with the VMAX, but it'll make things a little bit more difficult for them to take the knockout here. They're going to Raihan, actually. Okay, so they have the guaranteed KO. And it's going to be harder for us to take this knockout, but I think we can do it. I actually genuinely believe we do. We have access to Lady. We still have access to 2 Capacious Buckets. I actually think we can do it. 21 cards, most of them being energy. We can take this knockout for sure. The only thing is, having 2 Snorlax in the hand, not the best, I will say. Not my favorite thing that's happening here. Evolving to the Ice Rider, they can knock out our Dewgong here. Now, our only hope is they're gonna knock out this Dewgong. We have to bring another one up and bench the Horsea, and we really, really need to have that Horsea save us. Right to the High King coming through, taking the KO. This is it. It is time for us to destroy this Ice Rider Calyrex. I think we can do it. I think our Dewgong can come through Finding Lady is insane. Finding Lady is huge. Because we can play down this Horsea, right? We'll play Lady. And grab a bunch of energy out of the deck. That's 6. We need 2 more. We can Oceanic Accompaniment all of these energy onto this Dewgong. This is just insane. Like, you look at this and you're like, how? How does this even happen? Now, Bibarel's gotta come through. We need at least an Ultra Ball. Okay, we had an Evo Incense for this Bibarel. Oh my gosh. We need to find a Capacious Bucket and we win. A single energy actually isn't that bad, I will say. It's not that bad. 7, I'm fine with 7. We'll flow return, get all of these back in the deck, and we'll just do, I don't know, like 280. We'll just do 280. That's fine. That is fine because it just makes it easier for us to take the knockout next turn. Even with just a Seadra, we need 2 energy on a Seadra, and then we can take that KO. So I'm okay with that. I would have loved if we could take the 1 hit, I will say. I would have loved if we can take that 1 hit, but they might even just retreat into their other Ice Rider and then KO us. That'll make our lives a little bit harder. No Cheryl gonna come out though, so that is okay. We can just snipe it with the Horsea if we need to. So I am actually okay with that. I am okay with that outcome. We just need 2 energy and a Seadra, and we will be good to go. Now, the more I talk about it, I haven't been paying attention if Seadra's in the deck. I hope it is. If it's not, this is going to be a very sad loss. But they might just retreat here and go into the Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. I would be very sad if Seadra isn't in here. I'll be very sad. A little bit tearful, even. I will be sad for sure. They're going to ride on the High King. This is the moment of truth. Unless we can smokescreen stall them, maybe. This is it. This is it. We're going to Ultra Ball. We're going to see if we have Seadra. If we don't have Seadra, I think it's over. Oh my gosh, we don't have Seadra. Oh my gosh. We can't. Oh man. We don't have Seadra in the deck. Oh no, or else we would have won. You kidding me? That is so unfortunate. There is no way we can win now. Oh my gosh. That sucks. Oh, I'm so disappointed. Oh man. So what did you think of the Swim Freely deck? This is a little bit of a meme deck. I mean, I had a lot of fun with this deck in the video for sure. I'm gonna refine it and make it a lot better, but I really just think, oh man, there were just so many funny moments and so many kind of little misplays that I did, or like interesting interactions with this deck. This deck is definitely my go-to meme deck that's really fun, but I'm gonna change it up a bit to make it a much stronger deck. So my first order of business is gonna be ditching the Snorlax. I don't think it's really the right call. I know some other lists have it. I think Azul's list, I'm pretty sure, has it in as well. I'm gonna get rid of the Snorlax and opt to put more Bibarels in here. Just because I think it's a lot more optimal in the long run. Another thing is I might add a Kingdra. Kingdra has a really cool ability where you can shuffle your hand, and it's a Marnie for either players on an ability. So just some extra added consistency I think could actually really help this deck on top of the Seadra. Whenever you don't need to snipe, just put that Kingdra on top and help build up a little bit more. I think I'm gonna ditch a Nessa and opt for another Lady, I will say, because as cool as Nessa is as a character and as a card, I don't think in this deck it's really good because you're shuffling all your energy in the deck most of the time. So except for when you're using Seadra for a late game snipe or even an early game snipe, but you're never using Seadra in the middle of the game. That's the thing. So just gotta keep that in mind. And another thing that this deck is lacking is Boss's Orders. Very sorely lacking Boss's Orders. It would be very beneficial to fit them in here, but it will be tough. I might ditch an Evo Incense, or I might ditch something and put some bosses in here. My goal is to find 2. Maybe even if I ditch 2 Snorlax and put the Boss's Orders in, it could be better for the deck, but I'll have to see anyways. Nonetheless, we'll figure it out. We always figure it out here at the Hitmonchanting channel. And with all that said and done, this has been my Swim Freely deck. Like the video if you enjoyed. Comment down below what you think of this deck. What would you change and what would you keep? I want to hear your thoughts, because Swim Freely is a really cool concept with this ability, Oceanic Accompaniment. And I just want to see it do well, but I don't know how to get there on my own. So I'd really appreciate feedback from the comments and from the community. And subscribe to the channel, posting 2 new Pokemon TCG videos every week. So subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. And with all that said and done, Hitmonchanting out.